I think I've heard the joke of, you know, do you prefer peaches or cherries way too many times to count. Like, I'm gonna be honest, ever since I was a kid, like, everyone would ask me like, oh, are you like a, you know, peaches guy or do you like cherries? And all my friends are always like, oh, we love the peach, man. Peach gang, whole lot of peachy. And in my opinion, like, I feel like that's a little different compared to me. Like, I was always a cherry guy. And today's story actually is based on, you know, cherries. And if you guys don't know what I mean by cherries, hopefully someone in the comments will, because if you don't, then you're just weird. But yeah, anyways, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy story. So today's story is based on seeing my first pair of cherries. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, well, eventually you guys will. But honestly, I feel like this was a really cool story to tell because a lot of people were asking like, you know, like, oh, he just, you know, came out of the womb and just started doing every girl in the block. Like, no, it's not the case. Like, of course I had to find some attraction to it. I think that's like every single person nowadays. And if you guys can't tell already, yes, I am a cherry guy compared to a peach guy. And the only reason for that is because I feel like everyone has a peach and not everyone has cherries. Anyways, so like I was saying, seeing my first pair of cherries was actually one of the best things in my life, I gotta say. Like, I'll never forget the day specifically because like it was like not that long. Actually, well, it was long ago. It was like what, maybe like when I was 12 and I'm 20 now, so you guys could probably do the math right there because I'm not doing it. But anyways, I remember when I was a kid, I had a friend and his name we're gonna call Jackson. Okay, we're just gonna call him Jackson. His name's not actually Jackson, but we're gonna call him that. And me and Jackson were just good homies. Like, we always like, you know, went to each other's houses and stuff, and it was just a normal day. Like, we were just homies. Okay, basic stuff. And me and Jackson, like, I remember, you know, he invited me over all the time and I would invite him over. It's kind of like my other friend that I said in another story back then about how, you know, how close we were. But like, this was obviously a different person in a different time and era because, you know, in a way, this was back in middle school or before middle school. I was 12. Is that middle school? I don't know. Anyways, I think it was like elementary school or middle school. And either way, like, you know, I never seen a human girl naked. I've seen human girls, obviously, but I haven't seen like one like to its fullest potential. How do I explain, like, how do I explain this? Let's just say at this time and age, I haven't seen a girl fully naked, you know, actually in that puberty state. I know girls hit puberty, but like they do it super early in the stage, so I don't know when it's considered like, oh, boom, woman, bam. You know, I don't know that transition from girl to woman. All I know is male. But, you know, anyways, like I was saying, I remember one time I went over to my buddy's Jackson's house, and Jackson invited me over to play some video games. Obviously, back then, we didn't have, you know, the super Xbox 360. I mean, we had the Xbox 360, but it wasn't like a big thing, you know, at that time. So I remember we played actually on his like GameCube, I believe it was. I don't know. All I remember was that we were playing the GameCube. We were playing Super Smash Brothers. I remember I was rocking Luigi. He was rocking Kirby because Kirby's the easiest character to play on Smash Bros. And we were just doing our thing, you know, playing the game, having fun and all that stuff. Now, one thing I forgot to mention during the story is that my buddy Jackson had like 2 girls in his house. And no, not 2, you know, random girls. Like, these are actually his family members. One of them was like his really hot stepsister, and his stepsister was like, holy cow. And the other one was his stepmom. So you guys can already kind of guess where that came from. Jackson told me this whole story about, you know, how his mom, you know, left and then his dad fell in love with blah, blah, blah. You know, I think we all know like the whole like parent story or whatever. It kind of just makes sense for me just saying the word stepsister and stepmother. And, you know, at the time, like, I didn't really care for it. I didn't really acknowledge it whatsoever because it was none of my business. But I remember one time as we were playing Smash Brothers, I had to go to the bathroom. So I told Jackson to like pause the game and like said like, you know, basically wait for me to come back. You know, like, I want to come and beat you in Smash Bros again because I was winning, just to stay to Jackson. And he was like, okay, well, if you're gonna go to the bathroom, like, make sure you guys use my mom's. Like, my bathroom's kind of broken right now. It's clogged, which I'm not surprised of because I'm not gonna lie. I remember every time me and Jackson went to the bathroom back at school, he would like fire up a storm in there. Besides the point. So I remember I headed over to his mom's room, and his mom's room was like a really nice room. Like, she had like that modern looking room that I feel like mother has in a way. And when I walked into that bathroom, oh my goodness, I remember I opened that door. I went right through that door like a full-on man ready to take a giant waz, and right in front of me I see this girl. Now this girl was his stepsister, and this stepsister was bare naked right in front of me. And I remember I was just looking at her in her eyes, and she was looking at me in my eyes. And I remember from my eyes I looked down more, and I saw them, the one and only amazing pair of cherries. Man, I remember I was like staring at him as she was just screaming my name, going, Arash, what are you doing? And I'm just like looking like, wow, that's what they look like when they're full on plump. And yeah, you know, as awkward that sounded just saying right now, and just, you know, totally going off memory here, that basically what happened. So I remember she was screaming and I was just staring at her cherries, and you know, she was like freaking out. At that point I'm like, you know what, like, this is good. I like today. Today's a good day. And she's like, what are you doing in here? And I'm like, bathroom right now. Like I couldn't even speak. I don't know. I don't know what happened to me. I just totally froze just staring at her knockers. Like I didn't know what to do at that time. And as she was like freaking out, I remember she like grabbed the like nearest towel near her and started covering up. And then as she covered up, I was like, oh, you know, like I was just totally being basic about it. And that's basically what happened. She just ran out of there freaking out, all that stuff. And then my buddy Jackson walks in and says, yo, what happened? And I'm like, dude, I got something I gotta tell you. So I remember he's like, wait, what happened? Like, you good? I heard my sister screaming. So me and Jackson went back to his room after he wanted to find out what was going on. And I told him, bro, your stepsister has some nice knockers. You know, I told him straight up, like, you know, he was my buddy Jackson. I didn't care. He was a homie. I'll never forget these words Jackson told me. And I'll always remember this to this day. And you're watching this video right now, Jackson, or supposedly called Jackson, I'm gonna say. You probably know what I'm about to say here. I remember you told me this specifically, and this is for everyone to hear. He literally said to me, bro, I know, I saw them. They're outstanding. He literally told me that back. And I remember the whole time as we were playing Smash Brothers, I was like, damn, dude, like, that's so cool. And he's like, yeah. And we're just talking back and forth about it. And I remember his sister was like at the door just listening in, like, what are you guys talking about? And we're just like looking at her. We're like, nothing. It's Kirby. Kirby's big. Round, you know, he has eyes. I don't know. It's just a funny situation. And that's basically it, guys. That's basically how I saw my first pair of knockers. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see all you dudes in the next video. Peace.